Plug holiday. Go ahead, you can cry, it's alright, baby. Everything gonna get greater later. It's the time when we take out to remember all the loved ones we lost to the struggle, you know. I dedicate this to my brother Hollywood, Lil Choke, Bam, my dog Itchy, Lil Trav. I dedicate this to the struggle, everybody from County Jail, State, PnB, check it out, check it out. Hit them off for bad luck. Hell against the responsible, have love. But when I think about it, what would I be without my guns? How could I get away from the proposals? How would I give a daughter when I always pray for a son? Life is crazy, ain't it? Sometimes I even think the same thing. I've been waiting no freedom to ring hell, but ain't a thing changed. I lost my brother in the struggle. Did hit, I lost his mother. And I'm thinking if I lose mine, who will raise my brother? Not to be a thug, stay in school, don't use drugs. Who will teach them right from wrong and show them boys true love? So I pray for the better days, face the bombs and the runaways. And I put my guns away and I pray for peace on Sundays. It's crazy,
just like the soldiers that ain't coming home this year, just like the fellas in prison. We miss you so much for real. What about the children who ran away? They ain't coming home today. Well, here's a message from coast to coast. Cause when them thugs really need it the most, the thug
just like just like come on, all these killers and all these conflicts of religions, Muslims, Jews, and Christians, we know that we're all God's children, and there's only one of him. Plus, ain't none of y'all confront him. We're so blind in our own mind, we wouldn't even know God if we was in front of him. I read your books, know all your remixes to the Bible. What about a verse for the thugs, curl with drugs, and survival? Let's ask some chapters named Mark, Malcolm, and Farrakhan. In all my history books, only one died was the Americans. And that's the point of who's responsible for Vietnam. Hold on, there's more. We had 2 world wars. And how come the judges make more than the teachers make? And he the one raising all the taxes and got us fighting for education. Life is crazy, ain't it?
so many tears throughout the years. Somebody tell me what's going on. There's so many lies, but only God knows about the pain deep inside. It gets so hard. You gotta keep your head up, make it better, but stay strong. Here's a message from coast to coast. Cause when them thugs really need it the most, the holiday.
Just like
This is for the people in the ghetto. I'm calling out to all my thugs in the ghetto. Calling out. Say it's hard sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up. Be strong. Here's a message from coast to coast. Cause when the thugs really need it the most, the holiday. Cause we need it, gotta have it. See, it's hard out here in the streets. You know what I mean? In the ghetto, I'm calling out to all of my thugs in the ghetto. Can you hear what I'm saying? All of my thugs from the ghetto. The song is dedicated to the ghetto. Message from coast to coast. Cause when the thugs really need it the most, the holiday. I said the holiday. We need it.
it's amazing.
Hi guys. I'm not. Who is Lil Buddy? Has to go after you to talk about this. Oh, you so cocaine. You know what? I'm not gonna play with it. I just caught it, girl. I caught it. I am screaming, girl. Y'all is getting worse than Nicki Minaj with these subs, girl. Y'all, y'all in this cryptic language. Oh my god, I'm screaming. Wait a minute, I almost didn't catch that, girl. Woo, child, it's too much. That girl. First of all, let me get a serious face on, girl. I'm here to, girl, speak to y'all about some very unfortunate news. Rapper PnB Rock, as you guys probably have heard by now, was shot and murdered during an alleged robbery attempt at a local chicken and waffles restaurant in Los Angeles, girl. Okay. There's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Okay. We're gonna get into a few things as it relates to the circumstances around his death, the irony of some of the things that he spoke about prior to his death, and then of course, Nicki Minaj can at this point not resist any attempt to stay relevant now that she has plateaued a single to the #1 spot on the Billboard, girl, and she has lost her motherfucking mind. Okay, just done lost her rabbit ass mind, girl. Like, I really think that this is probably like the beginning of the end of Nicki's career, girl. I know she thinks there's much more career coming, but I think she doesn't realize how much she's making herself look like an absolute fucking maniac, and there's going to be a very large social backlash and sour, bitter ass taste in the public's mouth as it relates to her, and it is going to impact her career, as all the other bald-headed hoe shit throughout her career has impacted her actual fucking career. Okay, she thinks she was crying about a hate train, baby. She never gonna live this era down. So I hope she ain't making no emotional choices, and she's very clear about what she's choosing to be in alignment with, because she gonna have to ride the whole bad guy role completely out to the end, girl. Like, I think it's beyond recovery, but we'll also get into that as well. I have already used up all of my notifications, girl. Typically, YouTube only sends them out 3 times in 48 hours, girl. I done been live about 4 or 5 times in the past 48 hours. So notifications are going to lack. So I need you guys to definitely thumbs up this video to help really balance out the fact that we're going to have a smaller live stream right now, because I done used up all of my notifications. YouTube is so stupid. Like, why the fuck would you even limit notifications? Like, clearly content creators and influencers bring traffic to your platform, and if they are inspired and driven enough to go live and to produce content multiple times a day, you would think YouTube would think that that actually benefits them, because that means that people are engaged onto the platform all fucking day, and yet they don't think that way. Just the ghetto for me. Nonetheless, girl, thumbs up this video. If you're new here, definitely subscribe, and shout out to all of the new subbies. Make sure that your notification bell is set to all, and make sure that you share this stream out, girl. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push the fuck on through. Oh,
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, Reckless?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on, y'all?
Girl, the question is, how the hell you doing under this retrograde? Because you getting your wig snatched.
I'm doing
Baby,
good.
I'm thinking that you gonna come up out of this damn retrograde like Cardi B did out of that melee with Nicki Minaj at the Harper's Bazaar event.
I have a knot on my head, bitch.
Bitch, you gonna be missing shoes, shoestrings, earrings, have two black eyes, knots all over your damn face, girl.
I'm gonna say this though. I want to make sure I get this out. I saw your live earlier. I saw some very interesting things, girl.
We're gonna get into it, we don't want to bleed that
Mhm.
over into this
Okay.
commentary, but yeah, but we're gonna be getting into some things now. I don't know, we're gonna get into some things tonight, girl, because I done used up all my damn notifications and girl, I done came too far, girl, to these numbers just reminded me of old school days, girl. We had a new play, so I'm gonna need I'm gonna
Mhm.
need my regular group out there here, girl, because a bitch is working for it. But yes, girl, we will be getting into some
No,
things.
it was just interesting to me that when I wasn't around, all of a sudden somebody was joining the panel. But it's all right. Okay, I understand. I get it.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. So let's get into this current news, girl. You guys know once again that rapper PnB Rock was fatally shot during a robbery at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, girl. I want to pull up an article from the LAtimes.com. Let me share my screen here. You guys make sure to also subscribe over to Reckless Logic on YouTube. And that's Logic with 2 C's because this host way he different, girl.
We will be going live today.
He gets into the things of the things, and it's going live today, girl. So make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all over in his sanctuary, honey. Okay, and make sure that you are subscribed faithfully. Yes, God. Okay. Let me go here and hold on. And thumbs up this video, you guys. As you guys see, you guys thumbing up is helping to get my folk in here, girl. And hello to everybody coming in. Why can I not? Why am I not able to? Hold on. I don't understand, girl. Why am I not able to share a certain type of situation? Oh, here it is. Let me make sure it's clear. Okay, yeah, it's clear. Okay, you guys. So this is courtesy of the LA Times, girl. So get into this, you guys. Rapper PnB Rock fatally shot during robbery at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. PnB Rock, the Philadelphia rapper best known for his 2016 hit Selfish, was fatally shot during a robbery at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles restaurant in South Los Angeles on Monday afternoon, law enforcement sources told the Times. Los Angeles Police Captain Kelly Muniz said a shooting took place at 1:15 p.m. at the famous eatery on Main Street and Manchester Avenue. She would not identify the victim. Rock, 30 years old, whose real name is Rakeem Allen, had been at the restaurant with his girlfriend, who posted a location tag photo in a since deleted Instagram post. Muniz said a suspect brandished a firearm inside the restaurant and demanded items from the victim. Sources told the Times that Rock was targeted for his jewelry. Quote, he shot the victim and ran out the side door to a getaway car and then fled the parking lot, she said. Muniz said the victim was transported to a hospital and pronounced dead at 1:15 p.m. According to a law enforcement source, LAPD investigators are examining security video from inside the restaurant to identify the shooter. They also are checking surrounding businesses to see whether security systems captured any images of the suspect leaving on foot or in a vehicle. Rock was born December 1991 in Philadelphia. He told Paper Magazine he was inspired to make music at age 19 after hearing Drake's decade-defining album, Take Care. Rock's ability to blend melodies with his rapping made him a natural fit for hip-hop's next evolution. He gained national prominence with the 2015 single Fleek, turning the viral Vine video into an anthem for women during their appearance across the country. He went on to collaborate with a bevy of artists, including Ed Sheeran and Chance the Rapper on Cross Me. One of his biggest moments came alongside Atlanta rapper YFN Lucy when the two joined forces in 2016 for the victorious anthem, Every Day We Lit. The song peaked at number 33 on Billboard Hot 100, the highest charting song for either artist. Quote, it's like, what do you label yourself when you still infuse rap into your shit? He told Paper Magazine in 2017, quote, "People can't say I'm a rapper, but I don't feel like I'm a singer either. I'm not hitting super high notes and going crazy. I can't give you Chris Brown singing. I just got good melodies." Selfish peaked at number 51 on Billboard Hot 100. Rock released his latest song, Love Me Again, on September the 2nd. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys, I believe, at least in a court of public opinion, there's a lot of speculation over whether his girlfriend set him up. I believe, if I recall, I believe yesterday I had saw people dragging her, speculating over whether she was involved in this or not. Lucci, Gucci. I mean, I really don't give a damn about all these ghetto ass names. I'm not trying to pronounce ghetto ass names properly, to be quite honest. So I don't know what this investigation is going to reveal. Okay, this is fucking unfortunate. They cleared her and said she didn't. Okay, great. Okay, so that's cleared. I told y'all, court of public opinion be off the chain with it, honey. They be trying to get to the nitty of the motherfucking gritty. So I'm glad she's cleared on that. Reckless, what do you think about the passing of this young man and the possibility that he was robbed at gunpoint and shot to death, and that a tagged location is what? Oh, okay, Reckless done disappeared, bitch. Okay, Bahrain, get your motherfucking ass up out of here, because I will be so rude and so motherfucking nasty. Okay, goodbye. Over a tagged location. I never tag locations, period, ever. Okay, I think this world is too fucked up. This world is too upside down. And there's too many hungry ass, thirsty ass, weird ass people who got all type of issues going on, girl. And there's too many haters on the motherfucking line, okay? This is, unfortunately, can be a great learning curve for the rest of us, that if you want to post your location, please do so after. But to be honest, I wouldn't even suggest tagging locations at all. I mean, unless you're getting paid to sponsor something, then maybe so. But I think it can be dangerous even putting people up on game about where you like to dine, where you like to vacation, hotels you like to frequent, because people will develop a pattern. Remember Kim K's robbery. Okay? And so when you are a public figure, you are more inclined to also attract stalkers. And stalkers and menacing people, they look for patterns in your behavior and patterns in the way that you move. So I think it is best, especially in this day and age, to just not tag your location at all. And if you're going out with friends and family, all y'all need to be on code as well, because you know everybody have their social medias. Everybody is on some type of social media platform, and for all y'all to have an understanding whether folk are going to be tagging or not tagging things, to get an understanding before y'all even leave home, girl. Okay, because it's a lot of things that the things that the things. I think that, what's the girl name? Not Asian Doll. It's the other rap chick. It's something doll. Not Asian Doll. But it's another doll. But you know, she had just recently got her chain snatched. Or they tried to snatch her chain. And then she got robbed. Her vehicle had got robbed with all her jewelry, her purse, her personal belongings, girl. And she had went to do a show, I believe. Yeah, the Dream Doll. She had went to do a show in Detroit. You know, and she got robbed blind, and she pissed the fuck off. So it's just sad. We're coming out of a pandemic where people had to lose their jobs, were struggling financially. And people are hungry, man. People are hungry. And the first people to be targeted are the people who look well fed, the people who look real resourceful, the people who look real coined up. I mean, hell, terrible example, but hell, look at the situation with Bishop Whitehead, or as I like to call him, Bishop Blackhead. He got robbed blind doing a whole live streaming service in his damn church, out of all places. Out of all places. Out of all places, honey. So there is no low that folk won't go. Okay? So please just be careful and be mindful. I think that the death of this young man is absolutely horrendous. It's deplorable. And I hope that his assailant is brought to damn justice. But also check out how synchronistic this was. Yep. Young Dolph, Nipsey Hussle, you know, it's just not good. I know that a lot of us, when we come up, we like to stay in familiar settings. We like to stay connected to our people. You know, it's interesting how a lot of Black men who do get to the bag and finally are able to make it out of the hood actually have a desire to remain in the hood. And even in a case like Young Dolph and Nipsey Hussle, would like to do good things in their communities, establish business, start stores, restaurants, etc., back to school drives, turkey drives for Thanksgiving, do beautiful things, but they can't because the environment is so toxic and there's so many people dealing with so many inferiority complexes toward those who they believe feel better than them, have jealousies. There are people who are simply hungry, okay? And they are predators looking at you as prey. That chain around your neck can pay the mortgage. That chain around your wrist can pay the light bill. That ring around your finger can clear the child support issues. You know, people will look at people with wealth or perceivable wealth of any kind as an opportunity. You know, there is a objectification. And I know that those men are not absolved of being problematic and having drama in their lives and all of that, but I'm making a point here, okay? That you need to just be mindful of your environment, and you need to be mindful of the way that you use social media, because it is a way for people to prey upon you and to hurt and harm you. And I don't know why they had to kill this man. This feels more like a hit to me, that, and the robbery was just a secondary thing. Because I don't know why you would have to kill someone and shoot someone that you're stealing from. You already have what you want. The person is willing to surrender what you're asking them for, and for you to still kill them, it's ridiculous. And it's not even just about thinking you a celebrity, a Lady Royal. It's everyday people who walking around in a Gucci Fendi, who is walking around beat and beautiful, walking, and even myself. I am a very well-groomed man. I wear my jewelry. I wear my diamonds. I am drenched, okay, from head to toe when I step out. And I have even had to increase my awareness, because I can be preyed upon and targeted. I have had to be more mindful about the way that I move and who I'm moving around. I've had to be more inconspicuous, tighten up my inner circle, be extremely selective, And at this point, to be honest, because I know that people so hungry and people have come out of 2 years of struggle, there are certain places I don't even go at all, for one. And then if I do go to some questionable places, I make sure to dress accordingly. I make sure to almost be able to blend in, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to blow a bitch head off over a chain. Okay, I ain't trying to have nobody put me in a situation, and I don't even want to live with defending myself in that way, because I would just rather not take a human being's life at all. So I try to just avoid certain environments altogether. But if I have to, I damn sure don't go around hungry places. I don't go in the hoods. I don't go around a certain space and stand out in that type of a way. And to be honest, I'm going to be even more honest. I feel like it's insensitive as well. I think it's insensitive for people to wear their wealth in environments that are predominantly where people who make up the space struggle. I think it's insensitive. I think it's triggering. And I don't really know the point of people coming into spaces coming into environments where you know that people are itching for $1, that people are living from check to check, and you're coming in flaunting everything that you have and everything that you are. I don't think that it justifies at the same time somebody robbing you, but at the same time, psychological warfare is real, and triggers are real, and people in poverty and people in the struggle have real trauma as a result of poverty and the pressure to survive capitalism. And unfortunately, that PTSD and that pressure can be internalized in such a way that people are willing to take your fucking life over temporary circumstance. People are willing to take your life and to severely injure you just to get their bills paid. Because that's how people are. That's how afraid people are of not being able to survive the cost of living. It's a fucked up position for those who have a lot, and it's a fucked up position for those who barely have anything. It's just a fucked up circumstance. But I'm a believer that to whom much is given, much is required. And heavy is the head that wears the crown. So I'm going to put more pressure on those who have something to be mindful of the way they move around people who are struggling, and to be mindful that people have real issues, and that it does come off insensitive, it comes off as rude, and it's going to be triggering to move around people who are struggling, and you're sitting in all of your glory. If you are just a decent, mindful human being, just try to be modest around people who you know don't have a lot, for your own sake, and just out of being a decent human being, because it's not even necessary anyway. It's not even necessary anyway. So be mindful of these location tags, and just be mindful of your environments and who you're moving around. Reckless, I'm about to move into the second part of this commentary, but before I move on to that second part of the commentary, do you have anything that you want to say about, locations, tags, etc., the things that seem to have played into this young man losing his life?
because okay, so the only thing I really want to say really is that it was just a shame that I really seen people dragging his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Especially when because everything from what my understanding, everything was alleged that she did these things or alleged that it was out of ill intent and all these other things. So I just think it's very sad that people were dragging her, especially when we do not have proof. It's one thing if we had proof, and even if she did tag, we don't have proof that it was ill intent. We don't have proof that, you know, that it was intentional. Like she intentionally wanted that to happen and she intentionally wanted him out. Now, it's different if later on down the line, and by the way, y'all, what I'm saying is not true. I don't want to take a snippet of this, but later on down the line, we have some text messages that come out and it sounds like she was trying to set him up, but that's not the case. So we don't know the details. We don't know the specifics. And so with the public opinion, I'll never trust them hoes. No shade. That's it.
And what about living in this day and age where everybody has social media and people are tagging the mall they're at, the resort they're at, the casino they're at, the you know, what do you think about that?
Do it at your own will. But however, I don't shit. When I had my Instagram, and by the way, y'all, my Instagram is hacked. So if somebody contact y'all, that's not me. But I will say this is that when I had my Instagram, I never tagged what the hell I was at all. And I'm not into no like me having any beef. I'm not into me having a lot of money. I'm not even into like the spotlight like that. But at the same time, I also know that the dangers of putting your tags up and actually showing where you are, because you never know. Yes, there can be 1,000 people that love you, but there can also be 1,000 people that despise your ass. That which means that everybody is not having the same experience with you. Like I understand I'm reckless logic to you guys, but however, who's to say that people I've met across my own life, like they have a whole completely different perspective of me, and you just never know. So with for safety precautions, even if you may come up as a good person or whatever, you just never know what people are holding in the heart. And another thing about it, that's the reason why envy is one of the 7 deadly sins, because you really can't see it. That's it.
Exactly. And just Nye had made a good point that, you know, there's a lot more to consider than just a girlfriend. Because even if she didn't post, somebody's cousin or, you know, somebody else in the restaurant could have made a phone call and alerted whoever this individual was that PnB was there. I mean, he is well known, for God's sake. So, you know, it's unfortunate that she had to get ate up like that in the court of public opinion, but I'm happy that she did get absolved and she got clear for that.
And plus on top of that, like and like you just said, because you just reminded me, because I wanted to say this, is that like you said, he's well known. So like for me, I lived up in South Florida. Well, I started living up in South Florida, Broward County for a while. So whenever Kodak Black is well known in Broward. Like he is like well praised up in Broward. So when Kodak Black hits Broward, people know he's in Broward. So if he's in, to my understanding, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I kind of went out. But was it his hometown or something?
No, he's from Philly. He got murdered in LA. He's been in LA for 5 years, apparently. He's been living there.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, so, for shit. If that's the case, but he's been living there for 5 years, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Then people were gonna know he was gonna be there, because if he lived there, I'm pretty sure somebody done seen him. Somebody done seen him.
He's a well-known rapper. I mean, you know, he got hits all over the billboards. I mean, he's been in LA. I mean, he's a well-known rapper. He's established. I mean, people know him in the area. People know him, period. So, you know, it could have been anything and anybody. But the girlfriend did tag the location. That's why the public went after her in terms of side-eyeing her and her alleged involvement. But once again, she's already been cleared. So, you know.
Yeah.
And Columbus Hill, he got murdered over nothing, over a fucking chain. But I think it was a hit. I think it was an actual hit, and he just happened to snatch the chain and rob him as well. Because why would you kill this man if you're gonna rob him? You killed him in broad daylight. You killed him in front of everybody. So it's not even like you were killing your witness. You had a restaurant full of witnesses. You had a space full of witnesses already. So the fact that he killed them, that tells me that that's what he ultimately came to do. Also, Poe Real Facts and Cocaine also says that my LA people told me that the worst Roscoe's to go to, but that's the worst Roscoe's to go to. So this is you know, this on some hood shit. And then Cocaine said Roscoe's is open during business right now after the shooting. And that's what I'm talking about. People in the struggle can't even afford to shut down their businesses because people in the struggle are living from check to check to check. So they can't even afford to have their chicken and waffles closed down for a day, 2, 3. That makes a whole difference between livelihood and living under a fucking bridge, because that's how tight the finances of people who are living day to day and check to check are in. That's how tight the space is. That's how tense the living is. And that's what I mean by you just got to be mindful. You just have to be fucking mindful. But get into this crazy shit here. According to KTLA.com, PnB Rock commented on LA robberies days before he was robbed and killed. Just a week and a half before he was shot and killed in an attempted robbery, rapper PnB Rock said in an interview that brazen robbery attempts have been taking place in LA. The rapper, whose birth name is Rakeem Hashim Allen, was killed at Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles in South Los Angeles on Monday afternoon. In an interview with DJ Academics on September the 2nd, he talked about rappers being seen as targets for robberies. KTLA's sister station, Crone, reports. Allen said that in Los Angeles, brazen rappers have become common. Quote, "Where I'm from, we like sneaky criminals," he said. In LA, it's like they bold. Allen told a story about a time when he, his girlfriend, and his child were out in LA when a group of people followed them. He said in the interview that robbery attempts on rappers are being common, but he had not been robbed. Quote, "I never got robbed, never in my life. I ain't gonna say never because I don't like saying never. Wow. I'm not superstitious or nothing like that, but I haven't been robbed," he said. Can you believe that this was this man's words a week and a half prior to his death? And he's literally even knocking on wood saying this a week and a half before he's robbed and murdered. Allen said he had been more careful since his brother was killed. Wow. He also lost his brother to homicide. He avoided places like nightclubs and strip clubs, instead going places where he would be less likely to put himself at risk. Quote, "I'm not going to put myself in those situations because I know what happens in those situations," he said. The rapper was killed while having lunch with his girlfriend, Stephanie, I'm not even going to pronounce that last name, at Roscoe's. Police said the suspect demanded items from him before shooting him and taking his property. Police have not made an arrest for the shooting. Quote, "The victim was sitting at a table eating with a female witness when he was approached by the suspect. The suspect then brandished a firearm and demanded his property. We don't have the audio as to what the exact verbal exchange was at the time. The suspect then fired multiple rounds and then appears to remove some property. To what extent, we don't know at this time," LAPD told media. Allen, a Philadelphia native, signed with Atlantic Records. In 2015, his song "Selfish" made it to the number 51 spot on Billboard's Top 100. He was only 30 years old. So now I'm upset because people from LA in the comment section are saying that the chicken and waffles he was at was one of the worst Roscoe's restaurants in the area. And here it is. We're reading an interview just a week and a half before his death, and he's even aware that the targeting of rappers has risen in recent times. And he had already been in the practice of avoiding places like nightclubs, etc. But then you go to a chicken and waffles in one of the worst neighborhoods. You know, it's one thing if you are forced to live in your circumstances and you don't have a choice, but if you have the means to live elsewhere and if you have the means to dine elsewhere, why not do so? Unfortunately, a big part of hip hop culture is a lot of Black men attach their masculinity and their sense of manhood to being able to survive dangerous places, even when they are aware of the level of danger, as a way to prove to their own egos that they're not afraid, that they're the king of the castle, and that they're untouchable. And a lot of times, this attitude existing on any level will lead to them losing their fucking lives. And Black men have to literally give this up because this toxic ass mentality is literally killing them. Even Black men cannot fucking survive patriarchy and toxic ass masculinity. And this is what we be talking about on this platform all the time. All the time. I am shook that this man spoke about these things happening to rappers just a week and a half prior to his own fucking death. His own fucking death. That's haunting. Y'all, if there's anything that you're going to take away from this rapper's death, is just the increased self-awareness. I'm also not shook. I told you guys, this retrograde was going to be insane. This retrograde was going to be insane. This was going to be one of the worst retrogrades of the year because it's the final retrograde. And everything under the sun that can happen is going to happen under it. These are the times where we have to deeply increase our fucking self-awareness and our self-preservation. This astrological cycle is not a fucking joke, and it's going to test to try us. When you collaborate this astrological cycle with then being in already fragile ass environments around fragile ass people, you're going to get a recipe for disaster. Okay? A recipe for fucking disaster. This is time to be lucid, baby. You got to be lucid. You got to transcend your ego and be lucid out here in these streets and in your living. Okay? What do you think? Matter of fact, Reckless, I got to run to the restroom and take a tinkle real quick. Can you hold down the commentary while I get while I return, girl?
Okay.
And give your thoughts about the fact that this man, spoke about this just a week and a half prior.
Okay, so I got a few things I actually want to say. Actually, let me get myself settled over here. All right, what's going on, y'all? All right, so first things first is, like I said earlier, is that I really didn't like or appreciate people dragging his girlfriend or the person that he was seeing only because we didn't have concrete evidence and proof. And like I said earlier, a lot of times when it comes down to public opinion, they typically miss out, don't retain, and also purposely leave out certain details. So a lot of times too, when the public is actually responding to certain evidence or certain things that that the masses may be privy of, it's not all of the evidence. And then on top of that, whenever you are in an investigation, forgive me, y'all, in an investigation, you're not going to get all the evidence until after the case is over with. That's one. So I didn't really appreciate that. Now, in terms of the rapper actually speaking about, in terms of actually the rapper speaking about the criminals and possibly being robbed and stuff and yada yada yada. That is very sad. And I'm not gonna lie, I have the same philosophy when it comes down to saying certain things, because he was knocking on wood when it came down to him speaking on the situation. Because for me, I have the same philosophy, as in I never try to say never, only because of the simple fact of whenever, in my personal opinion, in my personal experience, I've noticed that whenever someone says I would never do something, you just never know. And I just feel like you just never know when you're saying never or I would never do something. You just never know that God, universe, or the higher being, entity, deity, whatever you believe in, might just send you something that you said that you would never do, but however, they're going to end up modifying it and also putting a verification and an authorization code on something that you said you would never do, and then modify it to your liking. And for my personal experience, I've actually seen one of my friends say that she would never, I'm just gonna put it out there, she never said I would never cheat on my boyfriend. And then because one of my other friends had did that, and so she gave my other friend some shit, but then what ended up happening is that she said I would never do it, and the next thing you know, it was some light-skinned dude that she was like, oh, and he was she never said she would cheat on her boyfriend, but however, things happened. They end up separating, as in there was a long distance relationship. And then on top of that, a new guy came on, tall, light skinned, her type, and I'm using quotation marks, type. And then, she did exactly what she said she would never do. So for me personally, I had the philosophy of I try not to say never, because I feel like that's kind of when you boom.
And that's crazy how even he said he don't want to say never. And yeah. I really, the power of the tongue is one thing, but the other part of that mystical science is that the tongue only has power based upon your intention behind the words.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of people can say a bunch of shit that never manifests, because what they're saying lacks intention. So it's the intention that provides all of the gas for the tongue to execute the authority over that manifestation. But you just, like, y'all, third eye living. We are living in trying times. We are living directly in the age of Aquarius. Living in the age of Aquarius alone is going to be like a huge retrograde all by itself. So all of this turbulence is something that we're going to have to get used to, in terms of expecting, but use the turbulence to just raise your self-awareness. Okay, that's the whole point of pressure, is to increase your emotional, psychological, spiritual, and physical maturity. Okay, so yeah, it's crazy out here, and be careful of what you think, because what you say is the ending of that spell casting. It's a completion of that spell. It's a completion of that enchantment. Okay? Your words have vibration. Vibrations are assigned to frequencies. And for every vibration, there is a frequency reality that correlates to that vibration. Yes. So last but not, is there something that you want to say? Because
I have a question. Okay, so before we get into the other part, because girl, I was gonna say, is that the reason why, on a more metaphysical, spiritual level, is that the reason why they always try to keep us from cursing? Or is that like is it like one of them? Well, I'm trying to explain it. I'm trying to get the words to say it. Like when I say they, as in like I've heard, and from my personal experience, and also from the experiences of my other friends, I've asked, when it comes down to cursing, like one of the things I've always heard through family and friends, they say things like, oh, you shouldn't be cursing because the power of the tongue, and you putting a curse on somebody. Is that actually like a thing, or You think that's just like something that it does make sense, but
it's a conflation. It's a conflation of the issue. Like there's a difference between cursing and cussing.
Yeah.
A lot of people who say that they don't make the distinction between cussing and cursing, but in either direction, whether it's cussing or cursing, it's not about the words in and of themselves. It's literally only about the intention behind them. So
I'm sorry, Chalk Vader said, please, I'm gonna cuss.
Yeah, I have a cussing ministry, and I'm one of the most blessed people that I know. And I use cuss words out of the ass, and I use them in context, but I also use them in terms of endearment as well. So it's really about intention. You don't even need words at all to manifest. You can manifest simply based upon thought and intention and focus alone. You don't even have to speak, because that's how integral your thinking process and your emotional body is in the manifestation building. This is why even people who are mute can manifest. People who don't even have the ability to speak can manifest, because manifestation in and of itself is not the result of the words you say. It's the result of the vibratory quality of your thoughts and the feelings associated with the things that you think about. And this is why we call it a metaphysics, because it's literally a whole entire science. It's all a science to the art of manifestation and the way that spiritual laws respond to your aura or your energy field, etc. So all of that. But we can get into a whole spiritual conversation. I like to have these type of conversations over in Patreon versus on the main platform, because the main platform really be for the shits. But that was a great question. Great question.
I do this on purpose. Okay.
I know you do. That's why you are the residential co-host, girl. But last but not least, Nicki Minaj launched off a series of responses to PnB Rock's death, but there was one particular execution of her condolences that was met with backlash, and World Star Hip Hop had posted it to their page, and it was Nicki Minaj's Twitter caption over a video that also was playing her hit single. The caption is, "After Pop Smoke, there's no way we as rappers or our loved ones are still posting locations to our whereabouts. The show waffles and some fried chicken, ? He was such a pleasure to work with. Condolences to his mom and his family. This makes me feel so sick. Jesus. Hashtag SIP. Hashtag PnB Rock." Now, she's sick to her stomach and wrecked with emotions while she slaps a video of her dancing and twirling and having a good time to the #1 single that she's smearing in everybody's face. Watch for yourself. So people found this distasteful. People found this inappropriate. People thought that she missed the fucking mark. People thought it was grossly negligent, and this definitely is cringy and did not understand the motherfucking assignment. And then it's just like, somebody, whoever is Nicki's PR, clearly she doesn't have PR. Clearly she's fired her team, because this is what it looks like when somebody is like without a proper system of accountability and it's just leaning into their own crap. This is why so many celebrities don't have a damn career, because they move crazy like this. You're sick to your stomach. You're sending your condolences to his mom and family, but you slap a song that's talking about you twirling and fucking on dick as a message in a bottle to his family. I mean, this reeks of desperation. And then it's also the irony of her talking about, you know, us posting locations to our whereabouts while she's sitting here supporting the Barbs doxing Kimberly Foster and sending her death threats and texting her phone and calling her apartment complex's office to try to get her removed and evicted out of her place of stay. And this is why we gag Nicki Minaj all the time and keep our foot in her ass, because she's deeply and profoundly and explicitly HIPAA critical. And the shit she does is just be fucking wild and insane. You are sick to your stomach, calling on Jesus' name while you twirl to the #1 single that got you feeling yourself talking about dick and fucking. And condolences goes out to his family as Super Freaky Girl plays in the background. If the rap bitches all galvanize right now and make a unanimous decision to not respond to Nicki trying to manipulate them into responding so that she can gatekeep them out of the damn industry, if they just sit back and let Nicki get filled up with all her pride and all her ego, she's actually going to fall on her own sword and blow her own spot. And I'm going to say it again. I just hope that the rap girls understand the assignment right now and they understand the trick of the enemy. And they can actually see that she's going to blow her own shit up. She's going to blow her own shit up. If they can just withhold a response, sit back and let her be full of herself. Because she is already spiraling toward total self-destruction. Total self-destruction, and she don't need no help. She's itching toward that self-destruction, baby. And I can't wait until there's a big crater, metaphorically speaking, in place of all her bullshit, because I want to see, I'm going to pull up my popcorn for all the victim shit that's going to happen. When all this shit returns back to her 10 times fold. I can't wait until the press tours and the tears and I misunderstood. And I just can't wait to see all the victim shit that's going to happen. Because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. She's going to find a way to blame the public.
Are you sure? Because remember, she'll need sympathy from the media. Girl.
Your thoughts, Reckless?
Just remember, she don't need sympathy from the media. But I will say this, is that she 100% missed the mark on this, because it's more appropriate if you was going to play a song, play one of his songs. That's what people do when they're actually putting out a message talking about the celebrity's death, and especially when the celebrity is also a musical artist. And because I'm pretty sure that if anything were to happen to Nicki Minaj, she would want people to play her music, let's say, because she's doing it right now. Even in the face of other people who have lost their lives, that means that you're doing it right here and right now to somebody else, playing your own song while you're sitting up there trying to give your condolences. I'm pretty sure if anything were to happen to you, you would want people to play your song while they give theirs. So it was very much inappropriate. Once again, it's another mode. It's another example of the hypocrisy that I speak of when it comes down to Nicki Minaj. I also thought it was very interesting too because you mentioned something about Nicki a little bit earlier. What did you say? Repeat what you said again.
I said a lot.
You talked about the hypocrisy of her. Oh yeah, the doxing, and I think it's also very interesting that she said that about the doxing and stuff. And I'm like, girl, you're saying all of this, but yet you're living with your husband, which means that your address has to be known. What are you talking about? What are you speaking of? You're talking about people don't put their locations and And I do understand she has multiple homes, but however, who's to say the home that you actually have listed that you just might go to? Who's to say that? Like if someone just catch you in the right time, right place, who's to say that? That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's exactly what is giving Shock Vader. Nicki, hey everybody, this man just lost his life, so please look at me. Like, I am shook that a #1 got this woman out here feeling her motherfucking. I mean, this girl is consumed. She's consumed. Her narcissism is consuming her at this point. I mean, you would have thought that Nicki Minaj saved 100,000 African orphans from slaughter. You would have thought she did something for the greater good of humanity, the way she is twirling and just full of herself over being successful at capitalism. You would have thought she gave the shirt off her back for the poorest person she could find. You would think the way that Nicki Minaj is celebrating one #1 single in 20 fucking years. I think it's funny how telling this also is not only about her priorities and her values just as a human being, but this lets us know that all that talk about breaking Aretha records and streams and sales over the years, that this was really what it was about for her. And this is really the fundamental thorn that Cardi B really had put in her ass. It didn't have anything to do with Cardi B not being a talented MC or not being a writer or not having a talented pen. It was simply because this woman was charting in ways that she simply wasn't. She'd been waiting to do this her whole life. This is the moment that she wants to have for life. I wish that I could have this moment for life. This is it. This is what she felt inferior toward when it came to Cardi B. And she did everything she could to constantly take this woman's success away from her by accusing her of payola, while the whole time she just been piss poor and fucking jealous. That it just wasn't her time to be in the #1 spot. And you guys are seeing the real Onika. All that shit she gave out about Cardi not being grateful, Cardi not being talented, payola, that had shit to do with it. Because if Cardi B would have been a chick on the spot who was only charting at number 30 on the Billboard and 40, she wouldn't have hardly been pressed. Cardi just would have been another son. She just could not stand to see anyone else there but her. And now that it's finally her, girl, you would think that Miss Nicki once again done did this 8 times over like Cardi B. But she's clearly determined to have this moment for life. And this moment is going to catch up to her. Some of the replies in this is straight trash. She could have sent her condolences and left the rest of the crap out. Okay? Somebody else says she's always throwing shade. Just give your condolences. Okay? Someone saying, is she wrong though? Okay? Somebody said, this is why Cardi B said what she said. Now it makes sense. Someone else says, too much shade. Send your condolences without a dash of sass. Let me tell you. People seeing through the bullshit. Sydney says, I don't expect anyone that's 90% plastic, oh my God, to be a real Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Can I say something real quick?
Of course.
I'm gonna tell you another reason why a lot of people starting to see through her bullshit, because a lot of us did, but now it started getting to a whole new level, is because now we're in a different era. Now we're actually starting to somewhat have conversations about emotional intelligence and also emotional warfare, which also plays into the alleged narcissistic attitude and behavior that we see. So now it makes it easier for people to detect, because now we're more in a quote unquote woke society. So now we're able to detect and see the microaggressive behavior that's actually being displayed on the forefront because of the luxury and the benefit of social media. But however, she's been doing it since the beginning. These tactics are the same tactics that she used to get in the game. But now the culture, as in the masses, are not noticing it. But of course, before we had the conversation about emotional intelligence, before we had the conversations about emotional warfare, as in AKA narcissism, that she's being alleged to having in the behavior, now we're able to detect those things. Before, we didn't have those type of conversations because it was hard for you to detect, in the words of Conscious, because when it comes down to narcissism, the only person that can really detect it is the person that's actually being affected by it. That's it.
Yep. Todd says Nicki isn't I don't give a fuck about somebody. Ganja Queen says I heard somebody had said that. I thought you knew that. Someone said I peeped her BS years ago. Renee says I'm starting to wonder about the death of her. Ooh, Jesus. Big E says what she did overshadowed what she said. It sure did. She stole the moment because it's all playing out in front of us. I just hope that people really believe this. Believe this. If Nicki is going to have the balls to show us who she is, the least we can do is actually fucking believe her. Believe her. She ain't allowing us to make no mistake about it. She ain't even trying at this point. She's standing in who she is. So, at this point, to say the contrary is to just be willfully supporting the bullshit. And once again, a lot of times our adoration for people is compartmentalized. So you can be a fan of the music or a fan of the confidence or a fan of what she's accomplished. But don't be stupid and dumb and ridiculous and simple-minded and midget-minded enough to make excuses for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Give her props and give her roses wherever you feel she truly and genuinely deserves that, but also tell the whole fucking truth.
Yeah.
Don't act fucking stupid. Don't act like you don't see all this shit. Don't even begin to think that you can rationalize her supporting her fan base, menacing and terrorizing people who are in media, who are only doing what media has been doing forever. She was the same person just crying last year before last, about being doxxed allegedly by Cardi B fans. Her own man doesn't even want to fucking register because he don't want his family to have to deal with the invasion of privacy. But yet you are actively retweeting and liking posts where your barbs are openly doxing, stalking, menacing, and terrorizing other content creators.
Nosy Whole Live.
And then just got on the VMA stage and talked about mental health. This is why we have to gag her over and over. She's such, at this point, she's such an easy fucking read. Because she just does all of this blatant hypocritical shit.
Okay, yeah.
And then sits on podcasts with these butterfly ass lashes and her crocodile tears and scream for sympathy from the public.
But we let her tell it. She don't get sympathy.
Drop a tear. Not a crocodile tear, but a tear. But I got a feeling there's going to be, I prophesy that there's going to be some real tears coming real soon. And I don't know how the hell she thinks she plans on suing anybody when all of her actions are going to make that lawsuit completely frivolous, and all the people she's suing are going to be able to get their fucking lawsuits thrown out because she's actively participating in the vindictiveness. She's actively participating in co-signing the defamation, the slander, inciting practically insurrections. She posted a whole fucking video of a whole picture of Lonnie Love saying that she can't drag her by herself, which was which of course had to do with Lonnie Love's weight. She was trying to be funny, but at the same time called for assistance by a audience that she knows follows her blindly. And she's actively in front of everybody gaslighting their insurrections against people she deems as oppositional to her. So who the fuck are you going to sue as you throw your hand out in the open for all to see, and then think you go sit in front of a motherfucking judge and be able to cry victim?
Lord.
I hope Kimberly Foster, Lonnie Love, Garcia, whatever the fuck her name is, eat her motherfucking ass alive.
Oh my God.
Civilly. Maybe if Kimberly Foster right now put up a GoFundMe for funds to support litigation, I'll be the first one donating.
Oh my God, girl. Oh shit.
And then this is the bullshit of it all. I don't know who she think also believe her. Because on one end, she claims she got so many things coming and records and blah, 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 blah. So you also telling me that you also plan on penciling in all of these motherfucking litigations and court appearances by multiple fucking people that you're going to be tied up in court with for God knows how fucking long? Not realistic. Not going to happen. But I hope that the people that she actively fucking with, while she trying to apply pressure to Nosy Ho and trying to apply pressure to Jason Lee, that Kimberly Foster and Lonnie Love apply the motherfucking muscle to her ass. And they can fight over her motherfucking body, metaphorically speaking. While she thinking she getting one bitch on the front end, another bitch getting this bitch on the back end. And they play tug of war with her motherfucking ass. One bitch grab her by the ponytail, one bitch grab her by the ankles. Just like that. I want to know what type of victim just thinks that they're going to be able to proclaim victimhood before the courts, as if your opponents are not going to bring in all of this contrary evidence to support their claims that you are completely full of fucking shit.
Girl.
That's it though.
Oh, okay. Girl, I was laughing because it was like the more you was talking, I could hear like the more the passion started to rise. That shit was taking me out because you was calm in the beginning. Then towards the end, you was like, grab that bitch by the motherfucker. Oh, that took me out, girl. Nah, but I'm not shocked. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like at first, I used to have my theories when it came down to Nicki and her narcissism, alleged narcissism or behavior, whatever. But I'm not gonna lie. Once I actually got the opportunity to watch the more recent episodes, listen to the more recent episodes of Queen Radio, baby, it solidified my theory. I'm not even shocked. I'm really not. I don't. That's why, for me personally, I don't. I kind of question everything she says. I'm not gonna lie. Not saying that everybody who always make allegations against her or alleged things are always right, but I have to question everything she says because she's really good with playing with semantics. And then another thing that I noticed too, when she speaks and she says she's talked about her wanting to be an actor or acting or whatever. She's really good with her tonality, and that's one of the things that we learned in marketing and being able to persuade people. Because I used to work in sales. They said it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So the tonality does play a big giant part. If you pay attention on Queen Radio at times when she wants to feel like make something more sentimental, her tone will get very light. It gets very breathy. It feels very lighthearted. But then you see she'll switch. Then she'll go to like the other side of the polarity. Then she go, "How the fuck you all you stupid put bum ass bitches?" And then she was like, "I don't understand why people always do." So she really plays around with that. So I see her for who she is. No shade. So that's it.
I thank y'all for joining this riveting conversation. Rest in peace to rapper PnB Rock. Honey, may he rest in peace. So unfortunate. Only 30 fucking years old. Dining out with his girlfriend. I mean, who? Yeah. I mean, this is outrageous. And I'm curious to see where cis hetero black men are going to be on this issue. I'm curious to see if the manosphere is going to light up because they have so much to fucking say about a trans agenda and a black woman agenda and a LGBT agenda. Where is the outrage for the way that cis hetero men terrorize their communities and each other? What about the cis hetero black man fucking agenda to thug it out at all costs? So this is a great opportunity for black men's space, black straight, cis hetero, black men space to have the real conversation about the bald-headed whole shit that straight black men are doing to straight black men. You traumatized, you took the life of this black man, you traumatized his girlfriend for life, who has to live with the visuals of her man's life being taken before her eyes. If this is true that this Roscoe's is in one of the most rough areas of LA, you also traumatize the workers, the cashiers, and the people who come into work every day to pay their fucking bills, who also are traumatized by this assault, probably fear for their life if they're going to be robbed again, if they're going to be invaded again, have to deal with the trauma of what they saw and witnesses and what they witnessed. Straight, cis black men, y'all care to be all lives matter and we love our fucking community? Where y'all at on the issue?
We gonna see. Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking. Oh yeah. We definitely gonna fucking see.
Mm-hmm.
So rest in peace to PnB. Light and love to his surviving loved ones, his family, and his living girlfriend. Absolutely sad and tragic. You guys, please stay aware. If you take anything away from PnB's life, just let it be. Don't tag your locations. Please be mindful of where you go. Make sure that when in Rome, you do what Romans do. That is still a age-old wise principle, baby. Don't come around struggling folk, blinging it out, unless you're willing to protect that with your very life, because you may have to do just that. When in Rome, do what the fuck Romans do. And if you can, just try to stay the fuck up out of Rome directly and all together. Find another way to help goddamn Rome. Because when Nipsey Hussle and Young Dolph were trying to also be a part of rebuilding and reshaping Rome, it costed them their fucking life. So we just need to improve upon our own activism as we witness what's happening to people trying to make a difference and the people just living a fucking life, man. This shit is crazy. This shit is sad. This shit is total unjust. And I absolutely hope that they find who did this and this person is held accountable for their actions. So, any lasting words, Reckless, before we tie this up?
The only thing I do want to say is that I'm about to keep putting this out there because the person just messaging everybody. My Instagram is hacked, so if you do get a message from me that is not my from my account, that is not me. Please do not give no person. Just ignore that person. If you need to, block them. I will give out another announcement if I get my page back. But if I don't get my page back, I'm just gonna probably tell everybody to just keep reporting that page. But I'm still trying to get my page back. That is not me. And we're also going live tonight, me and Consciouztv over on, of course, on my platform, Reckless Logic. And you know, as you guys probably seen from the last, let me say, couple of days I've been on the panel, I'm more into the philosophy of I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I'm not gonna argue with you solely. I'm gonna pull up the receipts so I can actually show you. So now you have no reason but to address it and not deny it or lie about it. So we will be going live today at 10.
Okay, so make sure you guys subscribe to Reckless Logic with 2 C's on the end of Logic on YouTube, girl. Please thumbs up this video. Thank all 184 of y'all for being in the motherfucking building. And we got a lot to come, girl. It's a lot going on, girl. So we may also be live again tonight, child. Okay, but I'm gonna try to let my notification system recalibrate so that my notifications can go out accordingly. So might not. Plus, I'm kind of tired and need some fucking rest any fucking way. But yeah, thumbs up this video. Thank you all for supporting us. And we'll catch you guys over on Reckless's platform tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you have your notification bell set over on his channel so that you don't miss a beat, boo. Love you all. Take care.